Tanya Maddox, and welcome to Montrose Matters Live. This is a pre-recorded show today, but I guarantee that you're still going to have fun with this one. We're going to have lots of fun and banter, because guess who we have in the studio today? We have Megan Wilson, one of my BFFs, and you know, she told me to be on my best behavior today, so I'm going to really try. But before we get to Megan and all of her shenanigans, because trust me, she has quite a few, I want to go through a list of different events and so forth that we have coming up and remind you that this show is interactive. It's for you. So send us comments, send questions, and guess what? We will send you a Montrose Matters t-shirt when you do that. So first up, the Chamber is having its ribbon cutting. I'm so excited about that, yes. And that is happening on the 29th of April, and it will be at the Event Center in the big ballroom there. So plan on coming out, have a few cocktails, get some snacks, meet some of the Chamber members, and ask questions about the Chamber, and help us cut our ribbon and be officially open. So that's happening on April 29th. And then on May 14th, Fab. For all of you Fab women, this is our last episode to honor National Women's History Month. So we've had all of our guests as females. And so all of you ladies out there, and you men who have ladies that you love, make sure that you nominate them for one of the Fab For, About, and By Women's Awards. And get your tickets. You can join us for lunch. Men are able to come as well. We've got an amazing speaker by the name of Kelly Burns. If you like dogs, you're gonna love her. She's coming all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina to talk about how she founded Lucky Dog Bark and Brew. So it's a wonderful entrepreneur there. And then this darn Chamber, I mean, they want people to know that they're here and that they're active. So starting on May 27th, the fourth Friday of every month, Thursday. See, Megan's already correcting me. But the fourth Thursday of every month, it will be business after hours. The first one will be held in the Our Town Matters Business Center on the corner of Main and San Juan. So make sure that you guys sign up for that. All of those events can be found on events.ourtownmatters.net. And send us events, whether they're free, whether they're paid. If you want your events listed, just send us an email at hello@ourtownmatters.net. All right, so before we take a commercial break, this is not an event, but it is so important, and there's a deadline that's coming. For all of you entrepreneurs out there and business owners, guess what? DMEA is giving out $30,000 in small business grants. But the deadline ends soon. So make sure that you go to dmea.com and go ahead and register for those grants. They've done an amazing thing because they went virtual with their annual meeting. They're taking all the funds that they're saving and investing that right back in our community. So $30,000 is up for grabs. Thanks so much, DMEA. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back and chat with Megan.
At a cost of less than a penny per view, the banner bar is the best way to display sales event banners at your dealership. Don't make the mistake of installing your banner on green T-posts without the use of a banner bar kit. Otherwise, you'll be constantly chasing banners in the wind instead of selling cars. The banner bar is designed to increase the life of your banner so you can install it and forget about it. When it comes time to change your banner for the next campaign, no problem, it takes less than 5 minutes, and you can put it right over your existing banner. Don't get caught with your banners down. Get the banner bar.
Yes, great. All right, so I'm here in the studios talking to Megan Wilson, and we are ending National Women's History Month with this phenomenal entrepreneur and just someone who is synonymous with giving back to this community. But there are two things that we really want to touch on today. And Megan, before we talk about all the businesses you own, and yes, you guys did hear that correctly, all the businesses that she owns and runs, I want to talk about the Chamber of Commerce. So this is new on the scene. The chamber reformed, or a new chamber was formed back in October, but now they're getting active. Tell me about your position with the chamber, why you got involved, and what are your hopes and goals?
Well, Tanya, thanks for asking, because the chamber, I think, is a very essential part of our small town community, especially for entrepreneurs like myself and small businesses, but for anybody who's in business for themselves. We got involved and decided that we even wanted to be on the board. When I say we, I mean myself.
Because I knew you had multiple personalities, but
well, I wear many hats, many hats. So I just felt I wanted to be on the board because I have seen since the chamber left, and even somewhat before the chamber had, kind of dissolved itself, that we needed somebody and something to speak up for small businesses, but also to be there and support small businesses, doing their grand openings, and just having a support system for people who are starting businesses here, or maybe they've been in business for a long time, but they have new struggles. I mean, COVID was a very good,
we're still recovering
reason to have
COVID.
A chamber, because
Exactly.
then you have a support group and you have multiple businesses and people who can come together and brainstorm on how do we, overcome these struggles that we've had, especially this last year. And man, have we had them. And, some people are really good with technology, some are not. And with COVID, we've had to, look across the lines at where do we do for more technology, like where do we go? How do we still reach customers who can't come to us?
Right. And what support is out there, what opportunity, for us to have to decipher all of the mandates that were coming down. Not every business owner had the time or wherewithal to truly understand how that affected their business.
Well, especially when they're changing every day. Like you thought you knew what was going on, and then you're like, oh, wait, whoa, okay, no, I can't do that. Or we need to reevaluate this. Or, and I think the chamber, would be a very good asset for businesses to be able to have that, but also just a good networking.
Right.
And educational things that they can learn from other business owners or guest speakers or but I don't know about you. I'm a very social person, and during COVID, I've missed social events. So I'm very excited about the chambers.
I'm not social at all. I don't like getting out. I don't like talking to people. And if I had to, I get a little nervous. Am I telling the truth?
No. I don't think you've ever been nervous.
Oh, all right. So wait, then let's do three truths?
Two truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie. So let's see. Megan, give me 2 truths and 1 lie.
Okay. I once was an Olympic skier on the X Games in Aspen. I have 6 kids.
Okay.
And I
I'm gonna get this. I know.
I am a horrible cook. Don't tell anybody.
Okay. Let's see. So which one do I need to figure out? The lie? The lie is you are a horrible cook.
Yeah.
Wait,
actually, I did 2 lies and a truth. I'm so sorry. Like I did that backwards.
See, so we can believe everything she says. No.
Yeah, because I'm not good at lying.
No, we know that about you. So which Olympics did you ski in?
None. I have never been on skis in my life.
Oh, you're from
Unless
Colorado.
you count water skis. I've been water skiing, but not skiing. I don't like the cold.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm still trying to figure out where you find the time to do these things, running a couple of businesses. But, we were talking about, all fun aside, although the chamber should be fun.
It is fun, yes.
It is. But the advocacy, that having a, one organization to tunnel things through was important. And that's why the board, decided to reformat. But it was a 136-year-old chamber that dissolved. Oh my goodness. And one of the questions that I know I get quite a bit is, why do you all think you can make it when the chamber that was around for 136 years couldn't? And I'm sure you can explain it more eloquently than I can, but I believe it's because the chamber went back to basics.
Yes, and I believe that too. I think it's because we stepped back and we are starting fresh. And so we're looking at, and actually one of our biggest things right now that we're trying to get out to business owners is, what would you like the chamber to do for you?
Yes.
Like, what is it that you would like the chamber to do to represent you as a small business? It's not about us as board members, like what we want necessarily. It's about, what does our community business owners want? Like, and how can we help them? How can we help them succeed? How can we, get their businesses growing and, flourishing as much as they can? Because if we succeed in a community, our whole community succeeds. Right. So these little small businesses, or, these mid-sized businesses, if they're successful, our community is successful. And ultimately, that's what we all want.
Exactly. I think one of the smart things that the chamber board did was, when I look at the board makeup, it is the majority are locally owned and operated businesses anchored by large organizations such as TEI, Rock Drills, and DMEA. So there's a synergy that's happening. And
plus we have a broad spectrum of age groups.
Oh, interesting.
So, you're looking at, somebody who may be in older age group where they've gotten used to doing business this way and this has always worked. And so
She's talking about me, but I'm okay with that.
They're very, smart, and they have a lot of wisdom that comes with that. But then you also have to step back. Okay, you have a 20-something that, they're a millennial who knows all about technology and what new customers and new age kids may want to see coming from your business. So you've got to find that fine line of, how do you reach out to everyone and hit your whole customer base, not just one target?
Exactly.
And I think that's why our board works very well, is because we do look at all aspects of age, demographics, and what is it that our customers want.
Yes, and in fact, you said it when we were off air a bit, that we also have to remember that there's almost 2 Montrose. You have the 4 business people. And so you have the customer base that live here that are going to go in your stores on a regular basis, or your shops, or buy your, services and so forth. And then we have the tourist base.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
The communication has to be to both if we want these businesses to, succeed.
Yeah, and being in Montrose, where we do have so much tourist base, especially, that was one thing that was kind of good during COVID, is we had so many people coming here, so it did help some of these businesses survive because we had tourists coming in and helping them. Is you have to market to your local community, but then you have to market to people who probably have never heard of you before.
Right.
So,
and to understand the dynamics of the different organizations that are bringing people here. We have the event center that's right down the street, and they're, with some of the programs that they have, there are folks who are visiting Montrose more than than they had been in the past, and we need to make sure that we're reaching those people for the local, small businesses here.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're not just ski country anymore either. Now, more people are coming to us for our lakes, our hiking trails, our beautiful views. I mean, I don't know anybody who's come to Montrose that doesn't just look at us in awe of what we get to cherish every day.
Yes.
Because Montrose has the most beautiful views.
Oh, That's why we're here. I fell in love with the mountains that are surrounding us. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I want to talk about how someone like you, local homegrown girl that became this amazing entrepreneur that gives back to the community, what drives you, and why you give so much to this community that I know that you love. We'll be right back with Megan. At Our Town Matters, we understand that some people dream of success while others wake up and work hard at it. As a full-service marketing and events firm, we work exclusively with locally owned organizations, meet them where they are, and create strategies that take them where they want to be. We help organizations achieve their goals through traditional marketing and advertising, social media management, online marketing, digital marketing, and business development solutions, as well as planning and executing the most memorable live community events and conferences. Are you ready to work with specialists that thrive on helping local organizations compete effectively and develop a brand that matters? Experience the difference Our Town Matters can make today and ensure your organization's relevancy tomorrow. Now that's marketing. That means business. All right, so now she's giving me makeup tips. I'm going to work on some new blush later on. This is the last show. I can have some real fun with just women and being silly. And I'm a little sad that, National Women's History Month is ending. So, but with all that said, Megan, I came to town 4 years ago this week. And one of the things that I remember is seeing Megan Wilson everywhere. And what's funny is you look just like your banners and posters that I see up.
That's funny because everybody says I don't look like that person. They do. They're like, that don't look like you.
I think so. But, let's talk about you in entrepreneurship. And I'm going to back up a bit. So you and your family, you and your husband own Tim's Auto Glass.
Yep.
Apex Towing.
Yes.
And Wilson Insurance.
Yep.
All right. That's a lot.
It keeps us busy, that's for sure. Yes. We believe in supporting our community, but also you've got to support your family,
Oh, that's true.
We started Tim's Auto Glass in Grand Junction, Colorado, in 2008. And in 2010, we decided to relocate back here because this is my hometown. I went to high school in Olathe. My parents moved here when I was 7. So
if I walk through the halls of Olathe, will I see pictures of you as a cheerleader? Or
yearbooks, maybe, not in the halls. I don't think there's any of that.
Darn.
But I was a cheerleader, yes. Yes.
Wait. How can I believe that, So I joke about this all the time, and this is true. This is not a fictional place, okay? There is a place called White Settlement, Texas. That is where I grew up and went to Brewer High School. And I was a cheerleader as well. And
I learned something new about you today.
Actually, cheered in college, at Texas Wesleyan, but I was on the dance team. And they have pictures. They still have pictures up on the walls and things like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So I need to talk to, the
Scott Brown over there at Olathe.
Oh, yeah. Make sure we get some of these pictures up. But
yeah, they should.
So, all right. You grew up here, local girl, wanted to come back, and you did?
Yes. We came back. We started with just Tim's Auto Glass, and then in 2011, I opened 3 Clear Talk stores. So
not one, 3.
Yeah,
okay.
We had one here in Montrose, one in Olathe, and one in Grand Junction. That business dynamic didn't work. As you can tell, they're no longer here. So I stepped away from that, and then in 2012, I got into insurance. It was kind of a fluke thing. Old friend came to town, needed an office manager. I needed a job because I was going stir crazy working from home, and it just worked out. And then I found my passion. My husband got in a really bad accident. And we found out we were way underinsured, and I started learning a lot more about insurance, and then I got passionate about insurance because I wanted people to know what those numbers are that they're paying for.
Right.
I wanted them to not just be somebody that was just a policy, but somebody who knew exactly what they're buying and why it's important. They get to make the decision of what they're buying, but at least educate them on what that is.
Yes.
And so that instilled a passion in me. And then I learned about life insurance. And
Which nobody wants to talk about. It's morbid, right?
But it really isn't. If you can...
She says that with a smile.
Well, because I've been on both sides of it, like personally and through business. I've had to be the person that says, I'm sorry, there is no life insurance, and now your family is struggling, and you know, you're trying to grieve, but you're also grieving through struggle. But then I've been on the other side of it, where there was life insurance, and the life insurance was able to help that family have time to grieve and not have to go to work and flourish and not worry about the bills getting paid. And is my kid now going to go to college? Or, you know, it's just remarkable. But the younger you are when your life insurance is bought, the less expensive it is. And now there's so many products out there where you can do like a 20 pay, where you pay for it in 20 years. So by the time your kid's out of the house and gone to college, it's paid for, and they have a policy for life.
Wait, the kids are going to leave the house? Really? That's going to happen?
Some kids never leave the house. I have a husband. No. I'm just kidding.
Oh, love it.
But then there's also, you know, I hate to admit this or say it, but there are so many conditions that you cannot get life insurance with anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of kids are getting those, or young people are getting those, you know, like diabetes, cancer, even severe cases of asthma. Like simple things can prevent somebody from getting life insurance. So the sooner you get it before all those things come, the better it is, because you don't think you need it until you need it.
Well, and we still don't know, unless you know, how COVID's going to play out. And
there is some cases where COVID has, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, where
yes,
COVID has made it where some people don't qualify because now they have respiratory problems that have made it where they don't qualify right now. Now, further in the future, I don't know, but at this moment, they don't qualify for life insurance because their respiratory system isn't, recovered from that all the way. And who knows if it will, because COVID's too new.
Yes.
So,
but they would be protected if they had life insurance before they got COVID and then the respiratory system. Wow. So obviously you're passionate about insurance, and you didn't sound as passionate about auto glass, but I think you're passionate about making sure people's rides look good and they're safe. And
exactly. Safety. Yes. I mean, I'm passionate about everything I do, but the auto glass part is more my husband than me. But I can put in windshields, I can change them, I can fix them, I can do all of that. But
I want to see that. Can we
I have pictures.
Show? We're gonna have to do a show where we're going out and watching Megan put in an auto glass.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, won't it?
Yes, it will. Tell me. So then, where does Apex Towing come in on this?
So we opened Apex Towing actually 5 months before I opened my insurance agency. So I literally opened 2 businesses within 5 months of each other.
Okay. Slacker.
Yeah.
I mean, you had nothing else to do.
Well, and the tow business was more my husband's, he was all about getting into towing. I've learned a lot owning in tow business, but it also is one of those things where in a tow business, you're helping somebody when they're having probably the worst day or the worst moment of their life at the moment, and you can just be that little ray of sunshine that makes it better. And so it's another way where we can help our community and people in it, or even just tourists coming through. And with the tourists, they see that person who's like so friendly and so helpful, and they just think Montrose and how great of a community is this, and because that's who we are. We are a community that cares about each and every person in it. So
I know that firsthand. So you may or may not know this story, but Apex Towing had to come save me. They did. I'd been here about a year, and I guess my little Volvo, because I was a parent and thought I needed a parent type car. Didn't care too much about the climate here when we moved from Kansas City. And I have our son in the back seat, and Preston was, 4 then. And we were coming back from the grocery store. My car literally just stopped. There was no click. There was no nothing. It just stopped. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Yeah. Couldn't get my husband on the phone. And then you got this kid in the back. He thinks it's fun. Woo! But
and Mama's freaking out in the front seat.
You know what? I was calm, cool, and collected. All right, that part was not true. But I had the kindest, friendliest tow truck driver who walked me through the entire process, played with my son, made him feel at ease, showed him what he was doing. And I still remember that to this day. I didn't even know you then.
Yeah, see? So
and I was like, oh, now I know. Did you know that story?
I did not know that story, so that's awesome.
See, Apex to the rescue.
Yes, that's what we try.
Yes. So this entrepreneurial spirit that you have, where does it come from?
I've just always had a passion for when I needed help, somebody helped me. And I had very gracious people who were always there for me, or, maybe not the same person, but when I was in my darkest, hour or hit rock bottom, there was always somebody there that was there and gave back to me. But not only that, growing up in our church, we always did, service projects. And the one that left an everlasting impression on me is our church would get together and we would get gifts and make meals for families that needed it.
Oh.
And I remember going out, I think I was like 13, 14 years old, and we went to this family. I believe there was 6 of them, and they were literally in a camper trailer.
Oh,
and I'm not meaning
goodness.
like a fifth wheel camper trailer. I mean like a camper trailer, like that goes in the bed of a truck.
Oh my goodness.
And they were so happy though. We went there, we gave them food, we sang to them, we gave them presents, but they were the happiest family that I had really ever seen, because they were rich in love. They were rich in each other, but they also were so gracious to us. So grateful. And that has left an everlasting impression on me, because anytime I can make that happen again, I want to. Wow. And so I just love being able to give back to people.
That's not many people know this about you. And one of the programs, because she does love giving back and she wants everyone to be rich in love, you started a program a few years back where you do Christmas for different families, and you basically provide everything. And you started this on your own.
Yes.
And tell us about, now you're calling it the Angel Tree, and but tell us about that program.
Well, and that kind of stemmed from the story I just talked
Oh,
about.
it did?
And
Okay.
that's where the passion comes from, is that, so we do the Angel Tree. The first year we just adopted families, and we would go out and shop for each person of the family, and then we would give them a gift certificate for their Christmas dinner. This last year, with COVID hitting and so many people in need, and having a very gracious donation, and a bunch of people in the community who stepped up and helped us, because we were, we had funds, but we didn't have enough. And we actually were able to give over 70 kids Christmas this year. And it was amazing.
Gosh. Over 70 kids. So, the donation story is a good one. And I just want people to remember that we can give in different ways and different amounts. And you had a unique gentleman call you who just wanted to help, but you didn't know how. Or he didn't know how.
Yeah.
And you chatted with us. Tell us about that.
So I was reached out by one of his financial advisors, and then he reached out to me. They wanted to stay anonymous, which is even greater, because it wasn't about let's get my name out there. It was about let's help these kids. And I explained to him, I said, this is what we normally do. We normally spend about $100 per kid. And we go out and we go shopping for them. We wrap it all up so the parents can take it home, put it under the tree. So it's even Christmas for the parents, because they don't know what's under there.
Well, they do give you a list.
Well, yeah, we get letters to Santa,
Yes.
But you never know what's getting bought and not. And sometimes we do something special for each of the kids, just something unique. But had a great conversation with him, and I was just like, yeah, okay, so we can have a couple more kids. And then next thing I know, a gentleman walks into my office and hands me a check, and it's for $5,000. So that's 50 kids that this wonderful person helped us buy Christmas for, and it was amazing.
So 2 things I love about this program, Megan, other than you just came up with it. Something didn't exist, and you wanted to start something. But to the fact that you excuse me, you wrap everything, and you, and you even buy for some of the parents at times too, but the dinners and so forth. But you make sure that no one knows that this came from you and your organization. So the kids, when they open it, they think Mom, Dad, Santa.
Yeah.
You are basically giving the parents dignity.
Yeah, it's not a handout, it's a hand up, because, I've been one of those parents. Like, I've been where I didn't know how I was going to give Christmas to my kids. And and like I said, there were very gracious people who made Christmas for my kids. And it made it where I wasn't so stressed. And so Christmas could be fun. It could be enjoyable. It was something that was a memory, instead of it being stressful and me worrying about, my kids aren't going to understand because they, why didn't Santa bring me gifts? Why didn't I get gifts? And so it's just something where if we can bring joy and brightness to our community, we want to help do that, like in any way that we can.
I love that. So, Megan, you have taken entrepreneurship to the next level, and not just in the ownership of multiple, companies, but you have taken the generosity that others have shown you and the successes that you've had and turned them around to, help the rest of the community. That Angel Tree is just one thing. We know you support the schools and that you have a scholarship program. There are just so many things that you do. And that's why I wanted to end National Women's History Month with you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Megan Wilson, thank you for everything you do for this community. And we just want you to know that you are inspiring others.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so next week we've got another great show for you, and we hope you tune in to Montrose Matters Live.